Do we have any other speakers for matters not on the agenda?
Larry Brown, followed by Mary Weisbrock, and Mr. Brown has some attachments that have been distributed at the dais.
Greetings, everybody. I prepared some comments. King Solomon knew 3,000 years ago that you cannot split a baby in half. As councils all over celebrate the anniversary of the preservation of Amundsen Ranch and Jordan Ranch, this council has done precisely the opposite. As we celebrate the anniversaries of the victories which preserved all of Amundsen Ranch and all of Jordan Ranch against seemingly insurmountable odds, this council has surrendered almost half the wildlife corridor to extortion. You ignored the recommendations of the city's own 1999 Environmental Task Force. You squandered the serendipitous ownership of the meadow, which was handed to you on a platter. And you pretend that because the Conservancy required a clear title in exchange for fair market value, they too were to be ignored, even though they had already voted to appropriate the money and had a state senator lobbying for it. Having been secretive about the Chesebro Meadow request for proposals, the appearance of a sweetheart deal is unavoidable. The actions of this council remind me of the city slicker who asked the farmer why his pig had only 3 legs. The farmer replied, "Well, that pig saved my life and pulled my entire family from a burning building." And then the farmer launched into one story or another after another about the pig's heroics. And finally, the city slicker said, "Well, that's amazing, but how did the pig lose his leg?" The farmer looked back at him incredulously and said, "Well, you can't eat a pig like that all at once." In refusing to fight for all 71 acres, you are consuming an endangered species one leg at a time. Councilman Weber, we both know that many people are still bitter about the failure of the Heschel School, and when you tell the local paper a few equestrians attacked you, you are pandering to them at our expense. We know from my public records request, that has been supplied to Ms. Rodriguez, that when City Manager Ramirez received notes from the president of the Old Aguirre Homeowners Association, who was diligently asking what was being proposed, you forwarded them immediately to your crony Don Dusablon, the developer's lobbyist, adding your own rude and arrogant remarks such as, "Here we go again," and "Get a load of this." I wonder to what extent the rest of the council was aware of this love fest between the former mayor and Mr. Dusablon, and I wonder if you wish to be associated with an ethical acumen such as this. All of the members of this council have reasons to save Chesebro Meadow, but it is particularly repugnant to watch a fellow horseman make excuses for cannibalizing his own pig, not to mention expecting high praise for eating only one limb at a time. CEQA demands that your EIR state all environmentally superior alternatives, and there is only one of those, and that is to prohibit any development on Chesebro Meadow. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Mary